So here's the deal. About a week ago, I was shooting at 40, and for some reason I could sit there and watch my arrow kind of knuckleball. I'd see those fletchings kind of start doing this number, and couldn't really figure it out what was causing that. I mean, accuracy was fine. Everything looked normal on target as far as point of impact, but it was kind of strange how it was doing that, and I couldn't really notice it at any other yardages. But anyhow, I ended up doing some researching on it, and if your arrow's naturally coming off the string spinning one direction, and then you fletch it, like if it spins this way and then you fletch it with an offset or a helical the opposite direction, that arrow is naturally coming off the string one way, and then your fletchings are basically like no, 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 and it shifts it back the way it wants to go. But basically I took a bear shaft, marked the top of it with like a silver Sharpie, and then I shot it at like 10 feet or 10 yards or something, I can't remember. And my arrow naturally twisted to the left, counterclockwise. Got some new vanes. I ordered some AAE hybrids. They're basically the same as those Max Stealths that I was shooting. I traded those vanes in for these ones here just for ease of use, and they've been great, but I fletched them with a left offset. So instead of having the right offset and then my arrow naturally spinning this direction, and I was like, and it was doing that fishtail, that kind of like that bobble on the back end there, you know, somewhere in the first 20, 30 feet of the shot is when I was seeing it. And so I'm basically just going with the flow. So my bear shaft's spinning counterclockwise, so I put a left offset on the fletchings, and I haven't noticed that bobble anymore. So that's definitely gone. There's no two ways about it. It has helped with that. Whether that affects accuracy or not, I really don't know. I think it's going to be kind of hard to tell with field tips, but with a broadhead, I could see some sort of improvement. It's definitely not going to hurt. I mean, I'm not going to see like a degradation of accuracy because of that switch. But I mean, at 60 here, I mean, I got room for, sorry about that. I got room for days. I mean, 3 arrows. I have shot some groups worse than that, and I've shot a couple that are better than that as well. But I have definitely saw like good accuracy from it. But more than anything, you know, I'm just trying to eliminate the variables. And I feel like sometimes if you don't fight something and you just kind of like go along with it, some things like you can't just do wrong, right? If it's wrong, it's wrong. But I mean, with this fletching configuration, I think it's going to pay dividends. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get any speed differences out of it or any of that. I doubt it. I just don't think there's that much control in it. But I do know that those arrows are coming out of my bow a lot better. So we'll see what happens. I haven't really stretched its legs yet as far as distance, but I'm looking to maybe do that here in a little bit. Anyhow, that's just a little thought on that. If it's something that you're thinking about trying, I mean, strip a shaft or use one of the ones that you already got, you know, bear shaft, and then you can just check it yourself. Like I said, just check it real close. You'll see that that line will turn a little bit left or a little bit right. And I mean, if you already got them fletched, if you lucked out and, you know, they're already fletched helical or offset going with that natural twist of the arrow, then you got it made, no big deal. But mine was opposite. So it was worth a try. I'm going to keep them like that. It's like I said, it's not hurting anything. And every time I get a new string on, I'll definitely just check that, because I don't know what causes it. I don't know if it's a certain bow. I don't know if it's the string twist that causes it. I have no idea. I have not gone that far down the archery rabbit hole yet. I mean, I don't have a press or any of that stuff. So anyhow, give it a whirl. If it's something that trips your trigger, try it out. Let me know if you see any differences in your accuracy. And if you already know about it, then maybe you got some insight on whether you've seen differences, whether it be with field points or broadheads. Let everybody know. All right, later. Yeah, so a little bit more on that arrow offset. I shot it the rest of the morning there, and it shot great. I mean, I feel like it may be like a placebo effect kind of taking place. That's totally possible. But I feel like even at longer ranges, 90 and 100, it seemed to group my arrows a little bit better. It wasn't nothing crazy better, but it was definitely noticeable. Now, I was shooting pretty good today. I had a decent day, maybe slightly above average, so that could have something to do with it too. So take it for what it's worth. But like I said, it's one of those things that's, I mean, it doesn't cost you much, you know, to fletch that arrow the same direction as it wants to naturally spin, if you're not already there. One arrow, and then shoot it against your other arrows, you know, and see what it does. I did 3 of them. Oh, excuse me, I did 5. I did 5 of them so far. I'm waiting on some points and stuff to come in. But, you know, out of the ones that I've shot so far, I haven't seen like any negative effects of doing it, and possibly only positive effects from fletching it the same way as, you know, an unfletched arrow would spin. So like I said before, it was kind of knuckleballing on me a little bit. Like, I watched it over and over again do it, and I could still shoot my broadheads and everything at longer distances, and they hit great. But for my mileage, I feel like it definitely helped a little. You know, a more experienced archer may say that that's a load of crap, and it might be. Like I said, it could have been a placebo thing, but it definitely didn't hurt anything. So if it's something you're curious in, you might as well check it out. I mean, fletch up 1, 2, couple arrows, whatever, and yeah, see if it helps you. I'm still gonna be waiting on the broadhead flight. I'm not gonna be able to test that for a little bit, maybe next weekend if it's halfway nice. We got a bunch of rain and bullshit coming, so anyhow, that's all I really got for it. You guys get out and shoot if you get a chance this weekend. All right, we'll talk to you later.